We're here to prove it's possible, not just for us, but for every woman brave enough to go for more. We believe success is sweeter when it's shared, and that your next level comes faster when you're surrounded by women who truly get it. This episode is brought to you by the Ultimate Girls Trip Business Mastermind Retreat, where big goals, belly laughs, and bold action all belong in the same room. Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are talking about knowing your goal so that you can actually achieve it. I put myself to a little experiment in 2026. So I have given myself a weekly, not even a monthly, a weekly income goal that feels very scary, but also is attainable because whatever your goals are pretty much are attainable. And it is blowing my mind on how much knowing what I want to make every week aligns my actions differently. And I know this. This is not new information to me if you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. But I also think I haven't given myself this goal in a lot of years. I've just kind of been oh, my business is doing well. That's great. So in order to grow, I needed to specifically say, this business needs to make this much money every single week. And so I'm very excited to say that I've met my goal every week or exceeded it. And that's fun. But do you know what your income goal is every week in your business?
I have never made an income goal ever in my businesses.
You haven't? You're the money person. You're way more money centered than I am. I'm shocked by this.
An annual, I know what I want my business to make annually, but I don't have a weekly or a monthly or
right.
Yeah, I don't have it broken down like that. And this is kind of the reverse engineering of goals, which I love because I'm an analytical person. So I'm let's do all the math on it. But if you want, let's just use for easy math, you wanted to make $1 million this year. Well, or 1.2, let's say. So that means you'd have to make 100 grand a month for 12 months. I like the idea of reversing it so you know what you have to do so that you don't get to December and you're like, well, shit, I got 800K to make this month.
Yeah.
You have actually
lots of work to do.
Yeah, you've actually plotted it out and time managed it properly. I think my holdback is the fear of not reaching that goal.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't even know how I got the idea to pick the number or what, but it just felt like the right number for me. And so it's a number that puts me past my normal, and it's a number that makes me feel super pumped about it. I'm oh, that'd be fun if I could do this. So I do think the number has to have motivational qualities, but it also, you have to walk the line and watch yourself on the negative self-talk of it. Because if you say, I'm going to make X amount of dollars, and your gut says, not possible, won't happen, you can't do that, you won't. That's a guarantee.
Okay, this is the other thing. I think your goal has to be realistic. It has to be stretchy, but it has to be realistic.
Yes.
If you're making 5K a month currently, you can't be well, next month 100K. That's it.
Exactly.
That's my goal. It's my
exactly.
Goal. You've missed so many steps along the way. Your goal, if you're used to $5,000 a month, maybe your goal should be 5,500 or 6,000 that month.
Yes,
you can't automatically leap 15 steps, 20 steps, 50 steps ahead and then be wow, see, I'm destined to fail. I didn't make my million this month, and what a loser I am.
Exactly.
You do have to keep it realistic, but stretchy so that you are continuously growing.
Well, and the thing for me is that I don't know why. I've always had monthly goals, always. Every year, I've never skipped doing that. This is the first time I've ever done weekly. And when you're in the contract business, so I'm in the contract business where I get, because I've done this for my website business. So I get certain number of websites per month, and they come and they go. And the next month there's no guarantee of anyone new coming at all, right? So I'm always marketing. I'm always, looking for new customers. And that, let's use the example of making $4,000 a week as your stretchy, crazy goal. That would give you $16,000 a month. So a great income if you're a small business and, whatever. So if that were in my business, I would have to say, okay, I could get 4 $1,000 websites a month, or I could get two $2,000 a month, or one 3,000, one 1,000. But it's funny because if that were my goal and I got one $3,000 website, I would then know that I'm only looking for $1,000 more to have
Yeah.
met my goal. And if that's my goal, then I'm able to now take on a $2,000 website. And that's fun because then you exceeded your goal and you
Mhm.
know that you're ahead for that week
But with that being said, if you know you can only do one $3,000 website per
in the
week
month.
because of the time commitment it
Yes,
takes
in
to
the
do a
week.
$3,000 website,
Exactly.
you also have to be realistic in your goal for your time management too.
Of course. Of course. And like, believe me, in my goal setting and in my stretchy goals, I have taken a couple of websites that I was like, you're a dum dum. This is too hard. This is way too big for the timeline and the exciting number. But I need more months than I want to fulfill that work, right? Like, was the extra few $1,000s for that one site worth the extra work compared to a
Mhm.
standard couple, 3 4 page typical website? So doing the dance of like what you can manage is also, like you said, very very important. But I
Mhm.
don't know why the breaking it down by the week simplified it for me to be like, this is so doable. Like, my number is within my business on what I can charge and what's an average is, and maybe it's because I'm a dumb dumb at math, that like I hear the big number and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. The big overall month long
Mhm.
number or the year long number. And I'm like, I don't even know where you'd start to make that kind of money. But if I did it by the week and saw the like smaller chunk, it's
Mhm.
more of a comfortable figure where I can be like, okay, let's see if this week works out. And then did it. And then the next week I'm like, okay, let's see if this works out. Did it. And like the empowerment. The
Hey, this is the
empowerment.
thing. You're literally the epitome of proof it's possible, though. Like,
Yeah.
my book is called Looking for Proof because
Hmm.
I believe that in life, we are constantly looking for proof. We're looking to validate whatever thought we
Yes,
have. So,
exactly.
good or bad, you're looking. So, if you're like, oh my God, my life is a mess, you're going to look for all the reasons why your life is a mess. If you're looking to make $4,000 a month, for our example, and you actually do it and you find the proof that you can do it, you have found your proof. You were looking for proof to validate that you're capable to make $4,000 a month, and now you found it, and now you've unlocked a whole new level. Like, that is the power of your own
Absolutely.
thoughts and your own brain, is that
Well,
you can look for
exactly.
proof in anything, and then once you find the proof, you can either pulls you way up or pulls you way down depending on what
Yeah,
proof you're looking for. And in this
exactly.
situation, that 4,000 becomes the new norm, and then the next time you make an income goal, let's say it's a year down the road, you know you have all of this built up faith in yourself. You now believe
Exactly.
yourself. You trust yourself. You believe that you're capable of making money. So the next time when you're like, I want to double my income, you
Yeah.
already have this idea that it's possible. I've already done it
I've done it
before.
before. I'll do it again.
Like,
And like the thing is, I've done this several times in my 20 some years of being a business owner. I've doubled, 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 and I think of like, let's say your goal, let's say right now your side business or your business is making you about $2,000 a month and you want to get even to $3,000. Like, that's what you feel like is the max you can like dream up right now. And you break that down. Or no, sorry, a week. Let's do my weekly because I do think there's some kind of power in the weekly. So let's say you're making $1,000 a week. So you make 4,000 total a month and
yeah.
you'd like to go up to 2,000 per week.
Hmm.
If you make social media posts and you're a social media manager, let's say, or you're a virtual assistant, or like I can't think of any other like types of jobs or like small businesses. I mean, there's a million, but you provide service for somebody.
Hmm.
How many clients is it and what do you need to charge them? Like, does your prices need to change a slight? And then you need to sell to one more extra person per month to get you that extra $1,000?
Hmm.
Because like 2,000, $1,000 to $2,000 a week changes your income a lot. It doubles it.
Totally.
That's a huge amount. But if you think about it, it's like, it's only one more thousand. You already are in the business. Find one more customer that will pay you to do their work for $1,000 a month, or
Totally.
two more at 500.
Totally.
Just breaking it down to an even smaller breakdown than the overall month is such a like hack I didn't know I needed, and I
Okay,
don't know
and
where
like
it came from.
this is also giving me flashbacks of my university days
Yeah.
because it's all coming clear to me. Why I have a holdback from making like weekly goals is because when I was in university, I
Yeah.
didn't love doing my schoolwork. And I
We
used to
did.
make these goals that like, I'm going to read, like
Yeah.
2 chapters tonight.
Whatever the homework was. Yeah.
I'm gonna read 2 chapters because I'm 19 chapters behind. And if I do 2 chapters tonight, 2 chapters tomorrow, 2 chapters next day, by Friday, I'm gonna be caught up.
Yes.
I literally write out schedules. My friend at university used to joke, she's like, every time I look at you, you're writing out like a calendar of what you're gonna do for the
Oh,
week.
yeah.
And you never do
List
it.
writing.
Like
I
you
love making a list.
literally never do it. Undiagnosed ADHD also
Totally.
was a contributor to my unsuccessful university focus. But anyways, that's besides the point. But I used to make these promises to myself, break them every single time. Like every single time I'd make that calendar, I might as well have picked up the paper, crumpled it up, and thrown it in the garbage on my way out of the lecture because I never
Exactly.
fulfilled them. And I think that like has stuck with me that like, oh, don't make a plan because you won't stick with it. Don't make a plan, you won't stick with it.
Totally.
I do have successful businesses, but I have never sat down and made a weekly money goal or, like
Mm-hmm.
not even necessarily a financial goal, but like I want to work with one new person this week or I want to read
Totally.
one extra book this week. I don't commit to like 75 hard. I don't commit to anything
Same.
related to that because I don't have a ton of trust in myself. But the one area that I have always said, and this is the one area that I do believe in myself, is that I always say I trust that I know how to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've
Exactly.
said it since I was like 14 years old because I hustled. I knew how to get to another job. I knew how to get extra tips when I worked at the keg. Like I knew how to make money. And then into my 20s, when I started my first business doing like safety audits and stuff, I knew how to behave when I was at the audit so that I could sign for the next contract. Like
Mm-hmm.
I knew how to make money. I had faith in myself that I knew how to make money. All other aspects of my life, I didn't have this faith. Like if I promised myself I
Exactly.
was going to exercise, I wasn't. If I promised myself I was going to drink
Totally.
water, I wasn't.
Well, and don't you think that's piece of that? A part of that is motivation. Like your
Yes,
motivation because you
totally,
like money, you like financial freedom, and
totally,
you want to be able to like work hard now so you can take the trip later. You want to, whatever it is. Like when you were
for
in
sure.
college and you're working double shifts at the keg just to make money, it's like you wanted to be able to go out with your friends. You wanted to go on the houseboating trip. You wanted to be able, like, money was something that motivated you. It drove you
Still does,
towards
still
doing the
does,
thing.
because it gives
Exactly.
me freedom to
Because it gives you
choose.
freedom and that's what you love. Whereas like you're like, oh, the workout, like my husband doesn't care if my stomach's a little,
And I
not
wouldn't care if
toned.
he cared.
No, exactly. Exactly. Like there's really like not enough consequences there for you to like hit those, yoga classes
But
or
like,
whatever.
I actually think today I'm having this like epiphany, this
Hmm.
moment right here. So everybody listening gets to witness that like I'm going to start doing a weekly money goal because I need to start building this like faith in myself. I know how to make money. I already know that about myself,
Exactly.
but I have never applied my like calendar making skills from university on how
Yes.
to make that money. I've just had this overall faith that I know how and it'll all work out in the end, which I think is good. I think you still need that. But I'm going to start building that trust with myself that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm actually going to do it. And I'm going to start with finances because this is an area I already have some self trust. This is an
And
area that
love.
I value. This
Yeah.
is an area that I feel motivated by.
Yes.
And this is an area
Exactly.
where I do want to build other aspects of my business. I have some core businesses where I'm like, boom, killing it. I like that. And then I have other businesses where I'm like, wow, I've really put that on the back burner. And maybe it's time for me to like pick those back up and start keeping the making promises to myself and then keeping them so that I can build that self trust. Okay. Thanks for the therapy session today.
I
That was
know.
good. That was
But
really
I'm
good.
telling you, I'm giving this therapy session because I'm like, guys, you're not going to believe it. Like,
The
this is
student has become the teacher.
yeah, I'm very proud of myself because money's not my thing. I literally am like, oh, wow, I had a good year last year. weird. I didn't feel like I did, but I didn't feel like I had a bad year, but I just felt like I had a normal year,
Well,
and
and
it's a surprise to me because I
I
don't
wonder
like,
how many people listening are going to be like, it's a surprise when my accountant tells me how I did
yeah,
at the end of the year. It's going to be a surprise to me. Whereas, like, it's
exactly.
not a surprise to me. I know exactly where all of my businesses are at. But yeah, like,
Well, I have
it's
this
such a
like,
different outlook, I guess.
yes, I have this vivid memory, and there's two kinds of people in the world, and I'm the opposite of this person, this vivid memory I have as a child. So I was at the store with our cousin, and she's like, my debit card has, $42.07 on it. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, how do you know? I'm like, did you just like go to the bank before we left? She's like, no, every time I spend on it, I deduct the amount so that I know how much money I have so that I never get into a situation where I don't have enough money. And I was like, wow. Okay. And like I thought some people are just doing it right and that's not me. And like to this day, I don't know what my credit card statement's going to be when I get there. I'm not running a tally. I'm not when I'm swiping, I'm just trusting that I'll have the money to pay it and I out earn my spending, And
Yeah.
that's how I live. And like honestly, I've designed my life to live like that. That's why I work super
Yeah.
hard and have the, whatever. But I also am like there's people that are keeping a running tally at all times of all their finances. That is so not me. So this is so out of character for me to even made this goal. And like, I don't know how I thought of it. I don't know, but I just kind of like popped into my head. I thought, okay, week 1, let's try it. And then week 2, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. And now we're several weeks into the year and I'm like, guys, is everybody doing this or did I invent it? Like, but I think the key is by the week, not even by the month. It just breaks it down for us little like money nervous Nellies, like I am, the people that like don't like the sound of the big number and then it immediately turns us off and gets our doubt flood going. Go to the smaller number that's weekly. It doesn't feel as
because
hard.
the overwhelm at the end is like of the big thing. Back to my university days, I remember one of my professors saying, like, if you're ever going to write a dissertation, you do it in small little chunks, because if you sit down and have to do like a 500-page dissertation, you're never going to do it. Like, you have to just chunk it out, small chunk at a time, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, what a concept. I mean, it's a neat idea.
I'm going to do it the night before or like 3 nights
I'm going to
before
save it for the
in
night
bulk.
before.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, this isn't a new concept, doing step by step, inch by inch. You run the marathon, but you do it inch by inch versus like, okay, I'm going to set out to run a marathon today.
Exactly.
It's just a way for it to be realistic and in front of you to take that inch week by week until you realize, oh, I've ran a marathon at the end of the year,
Exactly.
So I think it's a really cool idea. And I'm so excited to hear how you guys are all going to implement this in your life, because guys, today I'm a new woman and I am going to do a weekly. I'm going to do a weekly goal. I'm actually going to do it.
Fun. Yeah. And you don't just keep thinking you don't know how to get there if you don't know where you're going. Like if you're just kind of like, hopefully I make money. Well, the universe will give you $500 a month or a week. Absolutely. And if that's not enough to pay your bills and cover your costs to run this business that you own, that's not enough. So pick the number.
Yep. And make it attainable. Like, don't just pick some astronomical number that you're hoping in December you're going to just knock it out of the park.
Yeah, you're going to make 50 grand exactly a month, and right now you're making 500.
So. Okay, exciting. Very exciting. Until next time, guys.
Make lots of money. We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks, and chat next time.